demonstration. We're going to have a lot of fun painting whimsical butterflies. We're going to get our metallic paint out. We're going to get our watercolors out. I even throw in a little gouache because sometimes we need transparency, sometimes we want things opaque. Why not shake it up a little bit and have fun? And we're going to do this really loose. So get yourself a big sheet, or like I said, you can do it on a smaller sheet if you want, but there's more freedom. It's a lot more fun if you get a big sheet out. And this is really easy. Okay, you're going to find out how easy this is, but it's effective and it's adorable and it's loose. Okay, the minute you start tightening up and overthinking, you lose, okay? You lose the painting. You will definitely look overworked. So you got to push past, and I have a tendency myself, and if I start doing it, I'll point it out what my mind is thinking and what's happening and how I'm tightening up. So if I start doing that, I'll point it out, okay? So you guys can kind of learn from that of how to get in the right mindset to keep things loose, okay? And that goes from sketching to everything, okay? We're going to do this very loose. Okay, put this to the side. I got to put it in the other room here. Because I have a little cat that likes to walk all over my paintings. Okay, so the paints that I'm using, okay? I want to be careful here. I don't want to get paint on the paper. Okay, I'm going to use Aria Violet. This is in the tourmaline granulating watercolor by Mission Gold. Okay, these separate. Will it separate a little bit on here? I'm not sure. Okay, it may not. The thicker, the more texture your paper has, the more possibility of seeing granulation. So we're going to use a watercolor that granulates, that's in this violet color. I am not going to get into the blues. I do have a couple different yellows down. I've got Permanent Yellow Light and Quinn Yellow Light. These are both Mission Gold, okay? But this one is a gouache and one is a watercolor. So it gives you a little bit more opaque and the other one's a little more transparent. Then I have Rose Magenta. Again, this is from the Mission Gold Tourmaline Granulation Watercolor line. Okay, it could granulate, but I do love this color. I need to probably put some more down because it's going to be my main color that I put down, and then I start working from there. I am going to be putting in some iridescent hot tamale. This is by American Journey. Here in the United States, we have a company called Cheap Joe's, and you can order this iridescent paint. All of their iridescent paints are fantastic. I love them. This one is my favorite. It is so beautiful. If you're going to get one, get the hot tamale. Love this, okay? Hot tamale will come into play. I'm going to top off my hot tamale here. And get yourself a indigo. You can use watercolor or you can use, I'm using gouache here, an indigo gouache by Mission Gold. So that's going to come into play. So those are the colors that I have. Okay, now what's going to happen is we're going to be having a rose magenta and a yellow going in, and what's going to happen is an orange is going to be mixing on the paper as we're actually painting. We're not going to be mixing and taking our time and mixing off to the side. All the mixing will happen as we're painting. Again, then this all mixes well together. Everything's going to play really well. If the blue mixes with the yellow, what's going to happen? We're going to get a little bit of green. And I'm okay with that. So, and then we got our violet is kind of our black. I'm not going to necessarily use black in this. I could, we'll see. If I decide that the heads or the body or something needs black, then I'll bring the black in at the end, okay? I also have got, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is. My mica gold. I think I have another one somewhere. It is getting low. Where's the mica gold? There it is. That one's pretty. This one's new. Maybe I'll use a new one. This one's getting thick and old. I'll pop open the new one. So this is the mica. Where is it? There it is, gold mica, brilliant gold ink. Fantastic, fantastic. Love this stuff. If you don't have that, you could always use the aqua bronze, and you mix this up with water, and then you make a little gold out of that. That stuff is fabulous also. You can use that, but this one you don't have to mix up. You just have to shake it really well, and we'll do that. So use whatever gold you have. Maybe you can whip up a batch, but you're going to be needing to move fast, okay, when you're painting. So get all your stuff off to the side and get yourself ready. What I need to do is get myself some clean water here. Okay, so like I said, once I open up that group again, it's a free group to get in. Once I open up that group again, I want to see all that group full of butterflies that greets me when I come back. And I'll come up with a group challenge for when we open up. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but I always like to give everybody a group challenge to work on. Something that I don't really necessarily have a video that goes with it, because I like to see everybody come up with their own individual interpretation of a group challenge. I think sometimes we rely too much on tutorials, and I like to encourage everybody to just work on a project that is being directed by themselves. Okay, gold mica, that's going to be coming into play. So right now I'm going to do is I've got my big quill. This is an Escoda 18 David Taylor. Okay, I think you can get a set of like 3 of these for a pretty good price. It's probably maybe 60, 80 bucks, something like that. They're worth getting. And I'm just gonna go in, and I've got some of that magenta. There's a little bit of yellow mixing with it. I'm good with that. I just got a splatter here. I'm just gonna start here. Start at the end of the paper. Pull it up so you guys can see. So I almost get these 4 petal kind of, it almost looks like 4 petals. Okay, but that's what's going to happen there. And then I'm just going to grab some of that yellow, and I'm just going to drop in some of that yellow, just a little bit. Put that to the side, and now I'm going to grab another round brush. So that one's already got yellow on it, so I don't want to change it out. Now I'm going to grab my indigo, and I'm going to make the body, and it's simple. I'm not going to get picky, and perfection I'm not looking for. I'm trying to keep it real loose. Okay, now I'm going to make the little antennas. Okay, and now I'm going to make an outline for the wings. And I'm just going to double outline them. And I've got my hand pulled way back on my pencil. This is number 4H. It's just a regular drawing pencil. And I'm not even kind of picking up my pencil. I'm kind of dragging it even right through the body. It just gives more interest and detail. So there's one. We will be putting more paint on this, but this is just the beginning. This allows, because I went in when this is all wet and I dragged right through the body, you can see that the lines are activated with the pigment. Okay, so that gives, it's not just pencil, but it's activating the pigment and pulling it into the wings. Okay, so that's one thing that you want to do. So you want to work quick. Again, get my quill and drop it in the water, get it wet, go in and get a thin bath of paint. And we're going to talk about composition here in just a second, because composition, of course, is key when We are painting. Okay, so I have that, and now I need my indigo. Need to make the little bugger's body. Okay. Sometimes I'll push down, lift up, push down, lift up. Okay, that'll give, and you can do it straight if you want, or you can do that push down, lift up, push down. Kind of gives you more of a body shape. I'll do that one. You'll see me do it again. So now it's wet. Time to put his little, going right through that dark, and I'm going to do a double outline. Just adds more interest. I've done them with just one, and I end up liking it with the double because it's just a little bit more sketchy in a good way, not sketchy in a bad way. Okay, so now we got our second one. Now we're going to talk about composition. When we're doing this, we want some of our butterflies going off the edge of our paper. And as you can see, this paper will, it will probably have a matting on it also, okay? Or it can be floated above, okay? But what's going to happen here is I want it to go off the edge. The composition, if you can put it all in the center of your paper, it's all contained and the composition's off. So we want to shift everything maybe left or right or below, but we want the butterflies to be going off the paper in some of the areas, okay? So I've got it off the area here. He'll be off the area there. I'm not sure how this is, but what I want to do is I want them kind of going like this, that they're kind of flying in this formation, okay? So we'll see what happens here. And so there's a, okay, and get some yellow. Okay, and now I get my indigo, and now I'm gonna put the head down, and then I push it down, and then I lift up, push it down like that, okay? And our pencil. Right through the body, go right through that indigo. And if your hand gets shaky like mine does, it even makes it look even cooler, okay? So we're not looking for perfection. I just keep saying it, because you got to get it in your brain. A lot of you are perfectionists, okay? And you so much want everything to look perfect. Blur your eyes, take your glasses off, do whatever you have to. You got to push past that. Okay, you got to embrace the imperfect. It's perfectly imperfect. Okay, that's my aesthetic. That's what, if you like what I'm doing, then I'm going to teach you that you have got to be perfectly imperfect. Okay, it's almost sometimes sloppy art. Okay, so let's do that. And I'm gonna do another one up here. Okay, and I'm gonna drop in some yellow. And some indigo. And my pencil. See, now his thing should have been right over here, but it's imperfect. And I'm not going to get all twisted up about that, because it doesn't matter. Now those little splashes, embrace it. We're going to do some splashing on the paper, so that if that happens to you, don't worry about it. Again, perfectly imperfect. Do not worry about these little things that happen. It gives your painting a bit more of a painterly feel to it. And another one's going to go here. I'm going to get one in the corner here. So let's... And my yellow. And indigo. Pencil. Now, if you post this in a group, you have to mention my name, okay? Just remember, my work is fully copyrighted, so my name has to be mentioned, and you can't sell my design, okay? That I have to mention that, because you'd be surprised about the people that try to steal my designs. I'm here to teach you guys how to express yourself loosely. You know, but you also have to respect me as an artist also, and not steal my work and profit from it. Okay, so now I'm gonna get some wings down here. Get some yellow. And now do the little bug body. Okay. Now, I could put one more. Do I put one more down there? I'm trying to figure out if that's what I want. I don't think so, because then it's going to get body heavy. Okay. If I put another one down here, even if it's just a little bit, I think it's going to take away from my composition of what I want. This flying this way. They're all on a mission to go somewhere. So I'm going to leave this empty and this empty. Okay. So that's our composition, like a C shape. Okay, so now it's time to have fun with some of the American Journey hot tamale. This is an iridescent, and it's probably not going to show up so much, but I'm going to fill up my round brush. Again, this is a size 12. And I'm using a big sheet of paper, so my brushes have to be bigger, okay? Because we have to work quick so things can kind of blend. I'm just kind of bringing some of that color in. And the more you put on your brush, you know, it's gonna make it more vibrant. And each one that you do will be different than the next one probably. to pull this pigment. It's still wet. I'm going to let it pull it out. And then it's a bit more translucent also. You hear a bunch of kids playing. I live right by a schoolyard. And they're outside and it's recess time. Got to be careful not to get too fussy. Just let it be. Just get some paint down and then move on to the next one and get away from it. If you start, if I kept working on that one specific wing and kept working on it until I get it just the way I think it needs to be, it's probably overworked. So just put a little bit down, move away from it, move on to the next one. Clean that brush, get it wet. So I'm just going to soften some of this. Okay, now I want to get some of that iridescent tamale. Kind of work that in there too. See, now I'm getting fussy here because I'm like, I don't really like what I'm seeing. I'm not going to play with it too much here. I'm just going to let it be. Walk away from it, move on, keep going. Because I want to do more and then I'm going to destroy it. Hot tamale. Get some water and let's loosen it up a little bit. So it gets just a little bit of, it's more transparent that way. Some hot tamale. The colors on this one are really pretty. That orange, whew, pretty. That's cute. He's cute, he's cute. We need some hot tamale. And now I'm going to get some more of, I want to get some of that purple down, you guys. I want to get some of that the aria. And some of this stuff is still wet. So I'm going to go in right where the body kind of connects it. I'm just going to kind of just do a little bit. Oops. Picked up some indigo with that one also. I do like that purple. It helps tie in the body a little bit. Okay, so I think I want to put maybe some, do I want to give him a little touch? I want to just loosen it, but just ever so lightly. Just so you can kind of see that it's kind of a purple color. Okay, this one needs more of the rose magenta, I think. So I've got my rose magenta out. Oops, just got a lot of indigo in that. Rose magenta. rose, magenta. Trying to punch up the colors. I guess I'm going back into that violet. I just think he needs gonna do something with him. Maybe I loosen up some of that violet while it's still wet. That violet is kind of mixing. It wants to make like a green color. There's some green in that one. They will mix on their own. Okay. And magenta. Okay, now it's time to, I'm going to get, I think what I'm going to get here, do I need the body? I'm going to look at the body, and I've got more of that indigo. I'm just going to go in and kind of, so it seems like this one got really light. And I'm just going to kind of darken up the body just a little bit if it gotten too light. Okay. And okay, the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to do a little splatter, because you can see I've got some little splatters here. I've got to kind of incorporate that a bit. So I've got some bright yellow here. So I'm going to go in with my big quill, and I'm just going to load up my quill, and I'm just going to kind of shake some of that yellow into place, just like that. And that hides whatever's happening there. And then I can go like right up here. So it's going, okay? And I don't think I'm gonna add another sprinkle color. I'm gonna just let this one have more yellow in it. The other one I think had more pinks and more well, they're all different. So now I have to let this dry a little bit. Well, maybe it's dry enough. I don't want to be super dry, because then it just looks like it's sitting on the surface, because I do want it to kind of blend in. We're going to get into the mica ink now. Okay, and I'm just going to do my mica ink like I've been doing it, where I just do my little dots on the top of, let's see what happens. Again, I'm not going to be not like making perfect little spots. I'm keeping them really painterly. And this is super wet, but it desperately needs some magenta, I think, there. fell right into that wet paint. Now, right at the bottom of, I'm going to just give them a little splash there. And it does a little whoosh, kind of spreads, that ink kind of spreads in that wet pigment. And I believe I'm assessing what's going on. I want to see more of this. I just want to push that just a bit more. Stay safe, stay well, and God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.